Welcome to the longest running quiz show in the area. Categories. High school students compete to answer questions on topics from art to science, history to current events. And now, here's your categories host, John Bartell.
Hi, welcome to Categories. Today we're bringing you a great matchup between two Blue Valley schools as the Blue Valley Southwest Timberwolves, coached by Jared Zuckerman, take on the Blue Valley Northwest Huskies, coached by Rob Meacham. Let's go ahead and meet our contestants, first from Southwest.
Hello, my name is Ahmed. I'm a senior.
Hello, I'm Saket. I'm a senior.
Hi, I'm Claire. I'm a junior.
I'm John. I'm a sophomore.
I'm Josette. I'm a sophomore.
And our competitors from Northwest.
I'm Ben. I'm a senior.
I'm Alex. I'm a senior.
I'm Luke, and I'm a senior.
I'm Ariana. I'm a senior.
I'm Shore, and I'm a freshman.
All right, fantastic. Here on Categories, in the first round, we will take turns answering questions from different categories. If a team responds correctly, they earn a point for their squad. If they answer incorrectly, the other team will get a chance to steal and earn a point. We did a coin toss before we started taping, and it was won by the Huskies. So here we go, Blue Valley Northwest with the first category of U.S. geography, specifically rivers. The Pecos River is one of the more storied waterways in American history. Into which larger river does the Pecos flow? Sure?
The Rio Grande.
The Rio Grande, very good. Timberwolves, sports, specifically picnic games, I guess you would call this one. What do we call the last person on a tug-of-war team? Saka?
The anchor?
It is the anchor. Well done. Huskies. I was always the anchor man, believe it or not. Last person on the line there. Huskies, coming back to you. Language is your category. What is French for on the contrary? Ariana.
Au contraire.
Au contraire, very good. Timberwolves, U.S. history. Who won 27.4% of the votes? The best ever showing made by a third-party candidate for President of the United States. Time on that one. Huskies, chance to steal this U.S. history question. Who won 27.4% of the votes? The best showing ever made by a third-party candidate for President of the United States. Ben?
Theodore Roosevelt.
It is Theodore Roosevelt. Northwest, staying with you. Current events is the category. According to TransCanada, the operator of the Keystone Pipeline, there has been 210,000 gallons of oil that has leaked from the pipeline in which state? Sure?
North Dakota.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Timberwolves, chance to steal this current events question. According to TransCanada, the operator of the Keystone Pipeline, there has been a 210,000 gallon oil leak from the pipeline in which state? Ahmed?
South Dakota.
It is South Dakota. Staying with you, Timberwolves, math is the category. How many square feet are there in 4 square yards? Saka?
144.
I'm sorry, cannot accept that. Huskies, chance to steal this math question. How many square feet are there in 4 square yards? Sure?
36.
36. Northwest, staying with you, general knowledge is the question. What is celebrated at midnight on the second new moon after the first day of winter? Luke?
Chinese New Year.
Chinese New Year, very well played. Timberwolves, coming back to you, science is the category. Some animals use them as organs of touch, while others use them for taste or smell or even hearing. They are found in pairs. Name these organs typically found on crustaceans and insects. Ahmed?
Antenna.
Antenna, very good. Northwest, another science question, this time experiments. In a certain experiment, you are testing the effects of trace minerals on plant growth in a controlled environment. What is the dependent value in this design? Sure?
Plant growth.
Plant growth. Coming back to you, Southwest, general knowledge is the category. The name Mark Twain actually indicates a depth of how many feet? Time on that. Huskies, chance to steal this general knowledge question. The name Mark Twain actually indicates a depth of how many feet? Ben?
20 feet.
It's not 20, it's 12. 12. Huskies, we are staying with you. Government and economics is the category. Name 3 rights or freedoms from the First Amendment. Alex?
The freedom of speech, the freedom of the press, and the freedom to assemble.
Very good. Religion would be the other one, and petition the government. Coming back to you, Timberwolves, religion is the category. What religion was introduced to the court of the Japanese emperor in AD 538? Claire?
Buddhism?
Pretty good. Buddhism. Coming back to you, Huskies, sports, specifically golf. What was the first golf course club founded in 1552? Timberwolves, chance to steal this golf sporting question. What was the first golf course club founded in 1552? It was St. Andrews in Scotland. Timberwolves, here's your category. It is current events and it is multiple choice. Give the name of the singer-songwriter who was named the Artist of the Year at the 2017 American Music Awards. Is it Drake, Ed Sheeran, Bruno Mars, or Kendrick Lamar? John?
Ed Sheeran.
It is not Ed Sheeran. Huskies, you do have a chance to steal this current event question. It is multiple choice. Give the name of the singer-songwriter who was named Artist of the Year at the 2017 American Music Awards. Is it Drake, Ed Sheeran, Bruno Mars, or Kendrick Lamar? Sure?
Bruno Mars.
It is Bruno Mars. Huskies, staying with you, U.S. history. What document bears the signatures of John Alden, John Carver, William Bradford, and Edward Winslow? Time on that. Timberwolves, chance to steal this U.S. history question. What document bears the signatures of John Alden, John Carver, William Bradford, and Edward Winslow? Sakath?
The Declaration of Independence.
I'm sorry, it's the Mayflower Compact. Mayflower Compact. Timberwolves, you have the next question. It is government. What is the highest rank or title that can be achieved by a career diplomat? Sakath?
Ambassador.
Ambassador is what we're looking for. Coming back to you, Huskies. What is the cube root of -8 over 27? Ben?
Negative 2/3.
Negative 2/3. Back to you, Timberwolves. Vocabulary starts off with a quote. There were 1 million people at the dance last night. What figure of speech is exemplified in the sentence? Sakath?
Hyperbole.
Hyperbole. Very good. Northwest, mythology is your category. This hero tried to abduct Persephone from the underworld, but Hades captured him and placed him on the chair of forgetfulness. Who was he? Time on that. Timberwolves, chance to steal this mythology question. This hero tried to abduct Persephone from the underworld, but Hades captured him and placed him on the chair of forgetfulness. Who was he? Theseus. Timberwolves, we are staying with you. It is a music composer question. Bound for Glory is the autobiography of this American folk singer and composer. One of his most famous songs is This Land Is Your Land. Name him. Huskies, chance to steal this music composer question. Bound for Glory is the autobiography of this American folk singer and composer. One of his most famous songs is This Land Is Your Land. Name him. There's Woody Guthrie. Huskies, literature is your next category. What was the name of Rudyard Kipling's mongoose? Alex?
Ricky Tikki Tavi.
Ricky Tikki Tavi, very good. Coming back to you, Timberwolves, another literature question. What literary smash was the only published novel ever written by Margaret Mitchell? Time on that. Huskies, chance to steal this literature category. What literary smash was the only published novel ever written by Margaret Mitchell? Gone with the Wind. Gone with the Wind. Huskies, we are staying with you. Another music question. Bach, Beethoven, and Brahms were the great three Bs of classical music. Which two of them never wrote an opera? Sure?
Beethoven and Bach.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Timberwolves, chance to steal this music composer's question. Bach, Beethoven, and Brahms were the great three Bs of classical music. Which two of them never wrote an opera? Claire?
Beethoven and Brahms.
I'm sorry, that two is incorrect. It's Bach and Brahms are the two. Timberwolves, you are getting the next question. It is U.S. geography. Of New York, New Jersey, New Hampshire, and New Mexico, which has the smallest population per square mile? Socket.
New Mexico.
New Mexico. Northwest, science is your category. Herbivores consume green plants. What is another ecological term for this group of organisms? Time on that. Timberwolves, chance to steal this science question. Herbivores consume green plants. What is another ecological term for this group of organisms? Ahmed?
A heterotroph.
I cannot accept that. We're looking for first order consumers. First order consumers. Timberwolves, we are staying with you. World history is the category. The United States declared its independence from Great Britain in July of 1776. What country declared its independence from the Soviet Union on March 11th, 1990? Claire?
Lithuania.
It is Lithuania. Well done. Huskies, ancient history is your category. The Great Persian Empire lasted from the 6th century BCE to the 4th century BCE, and it was destroyed by Alexander the Great. Who founded the Persian Empire? Time on that. Timberwolves, you have a chance to steal this category before we go into halftime. The Great Persian Empire lasted from the 6th century BCE to the 4th century BCE, and it was destroyed by Alexander the Great. Who founded it? Claire?
Cyprus the Great.
Pardon me?
Cyrus the Great.
Cyrus the Great, yes. Yep, very good. All right, and with that correct score, you have narrowed the gap a bit here. We have a halftime score of Blue Valley Northwest 10, Blue Valley Southwest 9. At this part of our program, we are going to go to a member of each team, and they will give us a campus update. And Socket, you have been nominated by your squad to give the campus update for the Timberwolves. So what's going on at Southwest?
All right, so Southwest is kind of busy now. We have winter sports starting up, and a new musical that's going to premiere in spring is Shrek. And we also have the Culture Fest coming up later this week. It's where a bunch of students can represent a country of their choice, bring food, and it's a big celebration.
All right, so what night, do you know the night you have that? I'm going to put that on my calendar.
Culture Fest? It's this Wednesday.
Okay,
Yeah.
because if it's food, I'm there. All right. All right, and it looks like, Ben, you are giving us the update for the Huskies. What's happening at Northwest?
Yeah, so at Northwest, our sports are starting up. Our varsity wrestling team is leaving for New Mexico this Thursday for a huge competition outside of Albuquerque. And our first boys basketball game is this Friday. They're hosting Hogan Prep, and this year we're picked for a possibility of another state championship this year. And this week is the first week of rehearsals for our musical Hunchback of Notre Dame. So we're excited to see that put on in February.
Wow, a lot of great stuff happening at both schools. That's pretty entertaining stuff. Anything in dealing with food?
I don't know if they have any food stuff right now.
Okay, just excited about food for some reason. All right. As we head into our second round, it is our lightning round in which questions are placed on the floor for either team to answer. As tradition here on Categories, we will start our lightning round with our look and listen question. The look and listen question is displayed here on a monitor in the studio and over the speakers here. And the look and listen question is worth 2 points. Just want to remind the contestants, when someone rings in, we cannot rewind the video. We have to go from where that is stopped and move on from that point. All right, so here we go. Both teams, hands on the buzzers. Here is our look and listen question. Name the activity seen here. Luke.
Presidential inauguration.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Timberwolves, chance to steal this look and listen question. Name the activity seen here. Soccer?
Baseball? Like,
Sorry, cannot accept that either. We're looking more specifically for a ceremonial first pitch. Ceremonial first pitch. All right, as we continue here with our lightning round, questions are going to be placed on the floor for either team to answer. If a team responds correctly, they earn a point for their squad. If they answer incorrectly, the other team still gets a chance to steal the category. So here we go. Fine arts and film is the category. What artist designed a surrealistic dream sequence for Alfred Hitchcock's Spellbound? Salvador Dali. Salvador Dali. Vocabulary for both teams. What word meaning extremely careful and precise rhymes with ridiculous? Sure?
Meticulous.
Meticulous. World geography for both teams. Identify the British dependency in the Caribbean Sea whose capital and largest city is Georgetown. Claire.
The British Virgin Islands.
Cannot accept that. Huskies, chance to steal this world geography category. Identify the British dependency. Ariana.
The Cayman Islands.
It is the Cayman Islands. Literature for both teams. In 1973, Alexander Solzhenitsyn published a book that outlined and criticized the Soviet prison system. It was a book that cost him his citizenship. What was the name of that book? Claire?
The Gulag.
We will accept that. Very good. Current events for both teams. President Trump has nominated Jerome Powell to take over as the next chairman of what? Sokka?
the EPA?
It is not the EPA. Huskies, chance to steal this current events question. President Trump nominated Jerome Powell to take over as the next chairman of what? Ben.
The CIA.
It's not the CIA. It's the Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve. World geography. Where is Patagonia? Sure?
South America.
Cannot accept that. Timberwolves.
Argentina.
It is in Argentina. Very good, John. General knowledge for both teams. The number of U.S. residents that claim what ancestry is 34.3 million, far more than that country's actual 3.9 million citizens today. Claire. Time, I'm sorry. Huskies, chance to steal this general knowledge question. The number of U.S. residents that claim what ancestry is 34.3 million, far more than that country's actual 3.9 million citizens today. Ben?
Germany.
It's not Germany. Ireland. Irish. Both teams. Science. Astronomy. What navigational instrument used to measure the altitude of celestial bodies was so named because originally it had an arc of 60 degrees? Luke?
A sextant.
It is a sextant. Very good. U.S. history for both teams. Jean-Baptiste Point du Sable was nicknamed the father of what city because he built the first trading post on its site in the 1700s? Claire.
Quebec.
Isn't that Quebec? Huskies, chance to steal this U.S. history question. Jean-Baptiste Point du Sable was nicknamed the father of what city because he built the first trading post on its site in the 1700s? Alex?
Detroit.
It's not Detroit. Chicago. Chicago. World history, specifically leaders. If George Washington is called the father of his country in the USA, who could be called the father of his country in Bolivia? Sure?
Simon Bolivar.
That is exactly right. Very good. And with that correct answer, you've opened up a little bit of a lead here of Northwest 14, Southwest 11. Economics. Give me the word defined in Webster's 1988 New World Dictionary as, and here's the quote, a high-yield speculative bond often issued to finance the takeover of a corporation. Sure?
A trust.
It's not a trust. Timberwolves, chance to steal this economics question. Give me the word defined in Webster's 1988 New World Dictionary as, I quote, a high-yield speculative bond often issued to finance the takeover of a corporation. Ahmed?
A hedge fund.
It's not a hedge fund. It's a junk bond. Junk bond. U.S. government for both teams. On July 26th, 1947, the United States Department of Defense was formed. What two executive departments were incorporated into the new Department of Defense? Time on that. Department of War and Department of the Navy are the two. Music, it's multiple choice. Music for which of these instruments would be written on the treble clef? Is it the cello, the bass, the tuba, the violin, or the... Ariana?
The violin.
It is the violin. Vocabulary. There are 4 acceptable plurals for the word rhinoceros. Give any 2 of them. Sure?
Rhinoceroses and rhinoceri.
That is correct. And also rhinoceros would also be accepted. And rhinoceros is another. Literature for both teams. In England, this religious text appeared in 1549. It was revised in 1552 and again in 1559. William Shakespeare and John Milton worshipped with this book. Name this text, which has undergone a number of revisions since the Renaissance. Claire?
The King Henry's Bible.
I'm sorry, cannot accept that. Huskies, chance to steal this literature question. In England, this religious text appeared in 1549. It was revised in 1552 and again in 1559. William Shakespeare and John Milton worshipped with this book. Name this text, which has undergone a number of revisions since the Renaissance. Ben?
The King James Bible.
It's not the King James Bible. It's the Book of Common Prayer. Book of Common Prayer. U.S. geography. Name the only U.S. state bordering the province of Alberta. Saka?
Maine.
It's not Maine. Huskies, chance to steal this U.S. geography question. Name the only U.S. state bordering the province of Alberta. Sure?
Montana.
Montana. Vocabulary, spelling. It's the military rank derived from the French word meaning holding the place of. Spell lieutenant. Sure.
Lieutenant. L-I-E-U-T-E-N-A-N-T. Lieutenant.
That is correct. General knowledge for both teams. What common academic practice relies upon the self-discipline of students without faculty supervision to refrain from cheating in exams and other works of scholarship? Alex?
Discipline.
I cannot accept discipline. Timberwolves, chance to steal this general knowledge question. What common academic practice relies upon the self-discipline of students without faculty supervision to refrain from cheating in exams and other works of scholarship? Claire?
The Code of Honor.
Code of Honor. Very good. Or honor system. World history starts off with a quote. In spite of the hardness and ruthlessness I saw in his face, I got the impression that here was a man who would be relied upon. He had given his word. Neville Chamberlain said that about whom? Ben?
Hitler.
Hitler. Games, sports and games for both teams. Name the 4 suits in a deck of cards. Who got in there? Alex.
Hearts, diamonds, clubs, and spades.
Those are the 4. It's a good lightning round question. All right, another multiple choice question, government and economics. What happens after a president is impeached? Here are your choices. The president is immediately removed from office. The president stands trial in the Senate and will be... Ben?
The president stands trial in the Senate.
That is correct. U.S. history for both teams. A plaque in the Louisiana state capitol marks the site of what violent event on September 8th, 1935? Sure?
The Baton Rouge Massacre.
I cannot accept that. Timberwolves, chance to steal this U.S. history question. A plaque in the Louisiana state capitol marks the site of what violent event on September 8th, 1935? Socketh?
The New Orleans Massacre.
It's not the New Orleans Massacre. It's the assassination of Huey Long. Chemistry is the next category. What do we call the special small cups used in chemistry labs for heating solids?
Petri dish.
Can I accept Petri dish? Huskies, chance to steal this science chemistry question. What do we call these special small cups used in chemistry labs for heating solids to high temperatures? There's a crucible. U.S. geography for both teams. Identify the capital of Kentucky. Socketh.
Frankfurt.
It is Frankfurt. Literature for both teams. We're going to finish this question just because I love reading questions. Which American playwright modeled a large portion of his work on Greek tragedies? Examples are The Iceman Cometh and Long Day's Journey. It was Eugene O'Neill. That siren does denote, however, the end of our contest, and we have a final score of Blue Valley Northwest 21 and Blue Valley Southwest 13. Please join us again next time here on Categories as we will continue to bring you the best and brightest minds of high school students all throughout Johnson County.